First of all, I just want to say that second half was the worst half of football I have ever seen in my entire life from both teams. I'm talking about both teams. That was a terrible second half. In particular, that third quarter, horrendous football on both sides. I mean, undisciplined, unsound, just bad overall. But with that being said, this particular video right here is aimed more directly towards the alums, the fans of Bowie State University, right? Because when I come on here and I talk about the team and the sports and the games, I want to make sure that what I'm saying is accurate, right? And so I'm going to accurately tell you that for all intents and purposes, unless something drastic happens that I don't foresee happening, for all intents and purposes, the season is over. It's done. It's a wrap. We're done. And not because of the record. The record is bad, but it's not even because of that. It's because of how the team has looked this year. I've watched every game. Not every single snap, but I've watched, 85% of the snaps that we've played this year. I've watched multiple games in person. I'm just going to tell you straight up. The overall product that is being put on the field, like what you're seeing on the field, it's terrible. It's bad. Which is strange because, once again, there's a lot of talent on that team. We have the talent to win week after week, to be in games week after week, to contend for the championship, or at least to make it. We have the talent for that this year. But for whatever reason, the end result on the field is terrible. It's bad. The second half today was the most disheartening thing I've ever seen watching Bowie State football. I gotta seriously, I don't even know where to start. I mean, matter of fact, I'm gonna just run off the list. First of all, we see giving the other team a first down on fourth down because it's 4th and 2, but we get a 5-yard penalty on 4th and 2 to give them the automatic first down. We see personal fouls on our own side of the field that put the team basically in the red zone. Once again, we see wide open receivers. Like the final stats are not going to be out probably till late tonight or tomorrow, but I guarantee you this is the best passing game numbers that Fayetteville State has had this year by far. By far. They are a terrible offensive football team and a terrible passing offense, but I guarantee you this was by far their best passing production of the season. Easily. Easily. I mean, I don't know. At one point in time in the third quarter, it seemed as if we got a penalty on every offensive snap. Almost every offensive snap, it was a penalty. There were at least 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 times where we have the ball in scoring territory. And by the end of the possession, we are out of, I'm telling you, several times you have the ball at the 35-yard line or in, and you wind up punting from basically midfield multiple times, where you are up 17-14, have an opportunity to score and take the lead, and you do everything in your power to go backwards and punt the ball to the best player on the team today was the kicker. Shout out to Zavala, the best player on the field today. Now, I will be honest, the D-line, the interior, they played lights out. They were constantly in the backfield, constantly getting pressure, shutting down the run game. But that's about it. the D-line and the kicker. Because kick coverage was not good. Whatever was going on in the secondary, it wasn't bad as last week, I guess you could say, but still, it was better than last week. I'll say that. It was better than last week, but still not good. Once again, the best passing day they've had this year, by far. The offensive line had a very rough second half today. Quarterback had a very rough second half today. It was bad. I'm talking inaccurate passes, personal fouls, holding after holding after holding, illegal substitutions, hardly any conversions on third down, wide open receivers, unnecessary roughnesses at the worst times, inability to capitalize when you have the opportunity to score and go up 10 and really put the game away. This is the first time, this is the first time this year that I'm no longer optimistic on what the season can be. And once again, it's not because of the record. It's because of the product that we're seeing on the field. It's bad. See, earlier in the season, I had a belief that the team was building on things. Like you played in Lenore, that's a very tough game on the road, first game of the season, but guys fought. Okay, cool. Then you got game 2 at home versus Davenport. Tough out-of-conference game. Quarterback's first start. We looked well. We ran the ball well. We played great defense. We just couldn't convert in the red zone. But okay, you can live with that. You can build off of that. So at that point in time, there's building going on, right? Then, game 3, Livingstone. Okay, it's like, okay, the team is putting it together. Things are getting together. Only thing with the Livingstone game was that third quarter. But okay, it happens. They bounce back in the fourth, won the game. Okay, so now you're thinking, okay, we're going to take this momentum. We've built on it from Lenore, then to Davenport, then to Livingstone. Now we're going to take this show on the road and build on top of that and show something against Winston-Salem State. That's not what happened. That's not, we know what happened last week. Now, then you're saying, okay, well, this is a good shit. First of all, we need the game, and we need to bounce back against a Fayetteville State team that has a terrible offense. And just to be real, because like I said, this is bad football to watch all around. Fayetteville State played a terrible game of football for the most part. They played a terrible second half. This will probably be one of the worst games they played this year, and they still found a way to beat us. Like, if you go back and you watch that game, it was terrible. I don't think they'll play that bad again this year, but they still beat us. Man. I don't see any reasons for hope at this point. I don't see cohesion. I don't see progression. I don't see alignment. I don't see leadership. Like, you can tell, like, both teams. Guys are a little bit flustered. Guys are out of their element. Guys are frustrated. Guys are, not making the routine plays. That's when you need, not only do you need, leaders in the locker room, but you need the adults in the room to manage the emotions, to refocus guys, to calm guys down, to find a way to get them back into a rhythm, to get them back into a groove, to pump guys up, to level guys off, to steady the ship. What I saw today was when things go left, particularly on the road, because that's when we've looked the worst this year, on the road. The 2 home games, we didn't win one of them, but it was a good game, right? But on the road, we've looked terrible. I mean, horrendous. And what I've seen is that, and one of these games I saw on purpose. I mean, in person. What I'm seeing is, from my perspective, a fan's perspective, when things go south, particularly on the road, there's the adults in the room have not been able to steady the ship, to rally the troops, to calm down the guys, to refocus the guys, to figure out a way to get guys back into a rhythm. So, yeah, I'm going to be real with y'all. Like, if we can win 5 games this year, hey, 500, I'll take it. But in terms of contending for the championship, and because people might say it's over, but technically it's not. Because you got to think about it. Outside of Johnson C. Smith, who's whooping everybody else in the conference is, like, if you really pay attention to the conference this year, people are beating each other up. And so everybody's going to have several conference losses outside of probably Johnson C. Smith. So if the guys were to run the table and go 6-4, they would possibly have a chance to get there, because you got to think about it. We still got State, we still got Union. And State just lost today again. So, and Union lost last week to Smith. Right? So, technically, from a mathematical standpoint, we're not out of it. But from what I've seen on the field, it's over. At this point, man, can we get to 5 wins? Can we have a 500 season? Right? I do still think we can beat Bluefield at home. I do still think that. I do. Lincoln at home now is a toss-up. I mean, it is at home, but at the same time, with how our secondary and with how that's looking, you got Freeman coming in there. Man, how we looking on D? They're going to light our ass up. So, Lincoln, even though they're winless right now, 0-5, still, I mean, listen. Elizabeth City State, you would think that that's the win you could get, but once again, that's a road game. And how have we looked at it on the road this year, if we're just being honest? I'm just going to be real with you. I just don't see any cohesion. I don't see any... I'll say it like this. It appears to me that leadership is struggling. I'm just gonna put it like that. And I expect a whole lot more losses this year. Just being real with you.